JonBenét Ramsey case. Recent updates and new evidence in 2025. The JonBenét Ramsey case, which has haunted American criminal investigation for nearly 3 decades, has gained new momentum in 2025 with significant developments that have reignited hope of finally solving this mystery that shocked the world. The death of the 6-year-old girl, found dead in the basement of her home in Boulder, Colorado, on December 26, 1996, continues to be one of the most debated and controversial criminal cases in modern American history. The investigation renewal with advanced DNA technology, the most recent updates in the case, represent a fundamental shift in investigative approach. Dozens of items in the nearly 30-year-old JonBenét Ramsey case are being tested for DNA at the Colorado Bureau of Investigation in a renewed effort by Boulder police to find the 6-year-old girl's killer. This initiative marks one of the most ambitious evidence retesting undertakings in the case's history. What makes this moment particularly significant is the application of cutting-edge DNA technologies that were not available when the crime was committed. Recent developments in 2024 have reignited interest in this long unsolved murder mystery. Boulder police have made progress in the investigation, with sources indicating that new DNA technology could help in re-examining crucial evidence. John Ramsey's renewed confidence. One of the most notable aspects of recent developments is the change in perspective of John Ramsey, JonBenét's father. For the first time in nearly 3 decades, JonBenét Ramsey's father says he feels confident in the leadership investigating his daughter's 1996 murder. This statement represents a dramatic shift from previous years, when the family frequently criticized how local authorities conducted the investigation. John Ramsey has shown particular optimism about the potential of new DNA technologies, inspired by recent successes in other cold cases. JonBenét Ramsey's father believes that using advanced DNA testing, like in the Gilgo Beach murders case, will solve his then 6-year-old daughter's murder. This reference to the Gilgo Beach case is particularly relevant, as it demonstrates how modern DNA technologies have managed to solve seemingly impossible cases after decades. Under the current state of the investigation, the JonBenét Ramsey family has met with Boulder police and is confident that new DNA testing can provide more information about the case. Boulder police continues to make resolving the case a priority. This renewed collaboration between the family and authorities marks a significant contrast to the tensions that characterized much of the investigation's previous years. Boulder police have emphasized their ongoing commitment to the case. JonBenét's murder was an unspeakable crime, and this tragedy has never left our hearts, said Boulder Police Chief Steve Redfern. We are committed to following every lead, and we are continuing. This public statement reaffirms the priority the department continues to give to the case. Dry technical challenges and limitations. Despite the optimism, the investigation faces significant technical challenges. In a 2024 report, much of the DNA sampling collected from the scene was compromised. This reality underlines the inherent difficulties of working with evidence nearly 3 decades old, when DNA preservation protocols were less sophisticated than current standards. Authorities have been cautious about revealing specific details of ongoing tests, maintaining procedures under secrecy to preserve the investigation's integrity. This approach, while frustrating for the public interested in the case, is considered necessary by investigators to avoid compromising the ongoing forensic work. The media impact and recent documentaries. Renewed interest in the case has been partially fueled by recent documentaries and intensified media coverage. To this day, the Ramsey family says they have not received significant updates. This lack of communication has been a point of ongoing tension, with documentarians and family attorneys pressing for greater transparency from authorities. Public and media pressure has played an ambiguous role in the case. On one hand, it maintains public attention on the crime and can generate new leads. On the other hand, it can complicate investigative work by creating unrealistic expectations about timelines and results. Scientific advances and future hopes. What distinguishes the current moment from previous attempts to solve the case is the sophistication of available DNA technologies. Techniques such as degraded DNA analysis, genetic genealogy, and next-generation sequencing offer possibilities that simply did not exist when the crime was committed. Progress is being made in the investigation of the 1996 unsolved murder of 6-year-old JonBenét, sources told ABC News. While specific details remain confidential, these indications of progress are encouraging for those following the case. Under historical context and current relevance, to fully understand the importance of current developments, it is essential to consider the case's complex history. JonBenét Ramsey's murder captured national attention not only for the crime's brutality, but also for the mysterious circumstances that surrounded it. The 3-page ransom note, conflicting evidence, and competing theories about the perpetrator's identity created a puzzle that has challenged investigators for decades. The initial investigation was criticized for crime scene preservation problems and jurisdictional conflicts between different agencies. These initial failures significantly complicated subsequent efforts to solve the case, making modern technologies even more crucial for overcoming the limitations of original evidence. Broader implications for criminal justice. The JonBenét Ramsey case has become a case study on the evolution of forensic science and criminal investigation. Current developments demonstrate how technological advances can revitalize seemingly impossible cases to solve. This possibility of late resolution offers hope not only for the Ramsey family, but for thousands of other families with similar cold cases. The application of cutting-edge DNA technologies in this high-profile case also sets important precedents for how limited investigative resources should be allocated. The success or failure of these efforts will inevitably influence future decisions about investing in forensic technology for cold cases. From family and community perspectives, more than 28 years have passed since JonBenét Ramsey's murder, and there is still no person of interest, but the daughter of one of the investigators is determined to continue working on the case. This persistence of investigators, both official and unofficial, underlines the lasting impact this case has had on the investigative community. The Ramsey family's determination to seek justice remains unwavering after nearly 3 decades. This perseverance, combined with the support of dedicated investigators and new technologies, creates a unique confluence of factors that may finally lead to the case's resolution. The role of genetic genealogy. One of the most promising aspects of current efforts involves the potential application of genetic genealogy techniques. This methodology, which has revolutionized cold case investigations across the country, uses public DNA databases to identify potential suspects through family connections. The success of genetic genealogy in cases like the Golden State Killer has demonstrated its powerful potential for solving decades-old crimes. However, the application of genetic genealogy to the JonBenét Ramsey case faces unique challenges. The quality and quantity of DNA evidence available, combined with the case's high profile and complex history, require careful and methodical approach to avoid false leads or compromised results. Technological evolution in forensic science. The current investigation represents a fascinating intersection of old evidence and new science. When JonBenét was murdered in 1996, DNA analysis was in its relative infancy compared to today's capabilities. The human genome had not yet been fully sequenced, and techniques now considered standard were experimental or non-existent. Today's DNA analysis can extract meaningful information from samples that would have been considered useless decades ago. Low copy number DNA analysis, mitochondrial DNA sequencing, and Y chromosome analysis offer multiple avenues for investigation that were unavailable to the original investigators. A community impact and public interest, the JonBenét Ramsey case has maintained an unusual grip on public consciousness, transcending typical true crime interest to become a cultural phenomenon. This sustained attention has both positive and negative implications for the investigation. While public interest can generate tips and maintain pressure for resolution, it can also create noise that complicates serious investigative work. The Boulder community in particular has lived with this case for nearly 3 decades. Local residents and officials have expressed cautious optimism about recent developments, while acknowledging the emotional toll the unsolved case has taken on the community. Lessons for future investigations. Regardless of the ultimate outcome, the current reinvestigation of the JonBenét Ramsey case offers valuable lessons for future criminal investigations. The importance of proper evidence preservation, the value of maintaining detailed case files, and the potential for technological advances to breathe new life into cold cases are all demonstrated by this effort. The case also illustrates the importance of family advocacy in keeping cold cases alive. The Ramsey family's persistent efforts to seek justice and their willingness to work with law enforcement have been crucial in maintaining momentum for the investigation. On Brauer's conclusion and future expectations. Recent developments in the JonBenét Ramsey case represent the most promising effort in years to finally solve this enduring mystery. The combination of advanced DNA technologies, renewed collaboration between the family and authorities, and the ongoing commitment of investigators creates an environment conducive to significant breakthroughs. While it is important to maintain realistic expectations about timelines and results, current indicators suggest we are closer to the truth than at any time since the original crime. The meticulous application of modern forensic science to preserved evidence may finally provide the answers that have eluded investigators for nearly 3 decades. The case continues to serve as a reminder of both the complexity of criminal investigation and the power of scientific and human persistence in the pursuit of justice. Regardless of the final outcome, current efforts demonstrate that even the coldest cases can be revitalized when new technologies meet unwavering determination. For the Ramsey family and for the broader community interested in justice, the coming months and years may finally bring the closure that has been so elusive. The truth about what happened on that fateful December morning may finally be within reach. Thanks to remarkable advances in forensic science and renewed commitment from all parties involved in the pursuit of justice for JonBenét Ramsey.